Hey y'all, my name is Hanny XOXO and welcome to my channel. Again, my name is Hanny and I run a small crochet business called XOXO Crochet plus Whimsy, where I sell amigurumi crochet plushies, and I've been doing this for about 6 months now, selling at in-person markets. But I also just launched my website, so I'm gonna be trying to sell online and taking y'all with me along for that journey. Does that make sense? Maybe. Even though I've only been running this business for about 6 months, I have been crocheting for about 15 years, and I used to sell crochet items when I was a child, but I only sold wearables like scarves and beanies. And just this year in 2025, I decided to start making amigurumi plushies instead of wearables because who doesn't love plushies? Especially me. Hello, all of my plushies. I love plushies, so of course, I was like, I should be making these, duh. I've been wanting to start up my YouTube channel for a while now. Well, if you were already subscribed to me, or if you've seen me on here already, I have been making a lot of shorts, but I haven't found the time to actually sit and make a long form video. But here we are today. I'm so excited to finally be starting this channel. I've been watching a bunch of other crochet YouTubers and I love watching everyone's videos, like their market recaps, their market prep, and videos of like their makes that they made just to get some inspo. I just think it's so fun and I want to be part of that community. It's just such a nice little community of crocheters, you know, my type of people. I definitely want to be making videos that I would want to watch. So stay tuned and make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you are interested in market prep, market recaps, pretty much anything crochet we'll be talking about here. And the way that I think I want to make these videos is by making like a little bit of talky in the beginning, because I do like to yap for sure. And then in the middle, show y'all like what I've been making this week. And also, I love the idea that the girlies have where they show their like bands from their skein of yarn, like the paper that comes on it, to see how many skeins they've gone through in a month. So I think I might do that every video to see like, oh, how many skeins did I go through this week, or like in the month, in the year, whatever it might be. Yeah, I just have a bunch of ideas, so definitely subscribe. If you guys have any questions or ideas, definitely leave that in the comments as well. Like, I'm also interested, are y'all more interested in shorter videos or longer videos? Because it's definitely easier to film and edit shorter videos. And I like watching shorter videos, but I feel like I definitely prefer, like, give me a 2 to 4 hour long video just to put in the background while I'm crocheting, cleaning my house, whatever. Also, I don't know if anyone is curious or if I need to explain. I just always feel like I need to explain myself, but the reason why my background is of my bed and not of like a beautiful crochet wall like most of the YouTubers have is because I live in a very small studio. So my bedroom and kitchen is one room, and then I have a bathroom, but like no living room or any of that. So I do have a yarn wall. Maybe one day I'll make a video about it, that's up against my wall, against my TV, but there's just no way I could film there. I would have to stand the whole time, and your girl is kind of lazy, and she kind of, you know, her heart rate gets high when she stands, so it's better to sit when I talk. But I hope you guys don't mind the background. I try to keep it cute, but if y'all hate it, let me know if you have ideas of how I can change it around, and I'm open to anything. Also, don't pay attention to my calendar because It still says March on it. It's been a year, y'all. Also, I'm sorry if the camera angles or lighting changes at all. I'm filming on my phone and I have like no storage on my phone, so it keeps turning off and I keep having to delete things and refilm everything. So I'm sorry, I'm a mess. I'm such a mess. Finally, to get into today's video. So today, I just want to show y'all everything that I have been making recently. And I'm gonna, of course, share all the patterns with y'all down below. And I'm gonna tell you guys if I recommend them or not, and like about how long it took me to make them, which by the way, I am a very slow crocheter. So if it takes me a long time to make something, it might not take you as long to make something. But I just thought that would be a really fun idea, especially because I am such a fall girly. I love fall. I'm a Scorpio baby. Halloween is absolutely my most favorite holiday ever. So of course, I'm very excited to be crocheting Halloween themed little spooky season cutie plushies. So definitely stay tuned for that because I've already made some, even though it's only August. I'm pretty sure I made my first Halloween plushie in July. And yes, my house is already decorated for Halloween, by the way, but it's because it's been so hot lately, and my theory is if you decorate earlier for fall, then the fall season will come earlier. I've been testing this theory for years and it's never really worked, but you never know. This year could be the year. Let's get straight into the video. What I'm gonna do is show y'all like what I've made most recently to what I've made least recently. We'll see what we get through. I'm gonna show you guys stuff that I've made specifically for this current season, and then things like that were my leftovers from my last market, if that makes sense. All right, y'all, my most recent and possibly my favorite item that I've made in the most recent history is gonna be this little guy right here. And y'all, I have made this pattern before so many times, and I've made it in so many different types of mods, but never this mod because again, just started doing this 6 months ago, so I haven't experienced a Halloween making plushies yet. But drum roll please for this cutie patootie. It's a booty turtle with a pumpkin shell. Isn't he just so adorable? He has this little hat. I honestly don't know if the hat is supposed to be like the pumpkin stem, you know, or if it's supposed to be like a little witch hat, or if it just doubles as both. I don't know, but I just love him so much. I think he's so cute, and he's been the cutest decor. That's what I love about these, is before I sell them, I get to use them as decor, like in my house, and they're just so cute. Of course, let me show y'all his booty because you gotta see the booty turtle's booty. Isn't it just so? Not me staring at the booty. Oh my gosh. avert my eyes. His hat also comes off, so I don't know. I guess if you wanted to get another shell for him, maybe should I start doing that? Like where you can customize it and get different shells to put on them? That would be kind of cute, huh? I used glitter moon eyes for him. I used just the yellow ones. They're from Amazon. I'll have them linked in my storefront if you're interested. They're 12mm, and I used Premier Chenille Brights for all of everything, just in the different colors. I'm pretty sure this one is emerald. This, I couldn't tell you the color of this. The browns have so many different names, I feel like. Orange, pretty sure it's just tangerine, and then the black is black. This, you were actually supposed to put felt for the eyes and the nose on this guy here, but I personally, I don't know, I feel like this might be an unpopular opinion, but I personally love to embroider and sew. And again, controversial yet brave opinion, I just feel like crochet pieces that require you to sew or embroider, or if you yourself just decide to like embroider your own things on your crochet, like the more time you put into your pieces, the more it really elevates them. Like I just love for my guys to have, you know, like cute personalities and stuff. Hey y'all, I just wanted to add that I think you can totally make super cute little faces out of felt as well. I just personally don't have a Cricut and I don't trust myself to be able to cut cute little shapes out of felt by hand, so I've personally never done it. I also don't trust myself to glue it on, but shout out to those of you who do. It does take a lot of work and effort, and I just wanted to clear that up since I didn't mention it in the video. I do love embroidery. That's not to say you can't have cute pieces if you don't embroider. I do so many no-sew patterns and things that don't involve embroidery because for market prep, I mean, you have to. So I totally, no shade to anyone who's doing no-sew patterns out there. I mean, you're gonna see plenty of no-sew patterns from me today, but I just feel like the embroidery makes it so cute. Here was plushie number 1, little pumpkin booty turtle. I love him. I'm obsessed. Also, sorry if my lighting is weird. I'm #not professional. I don't have a real ring light. I'm using my craft light right now to show these guys, so sorry about the shadows and stuff, but I hope you can see them good because yeah, they're so cute in my opinion. Oh, and this pattern, again, I've done it a million times. It's called Trunk the Turtle. It's by 4 different creators. I feel bad because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll list them somewhere on the screen, and obviously every pattern will be linked below. I highly recommend this one. My booty turtles sell out at every single market I do. The one tip I do have for these guys is that if you're an overstuffer, which I've definitely turned into an overstuffer, I love a plump plushie, but these guys, you cannot overstuff their booties because they're not gonna form into a booty, and their shell is also not gonna fit over the booty because that's happened to me before. When I say I've done it before, Exhibit A, this is, I know I said I was gonna go in order from most recently made to least recently made, but just to show for reference, this is a guy who did not sell at my last market. As you can see, he still has his cutie little tag on him. And I believe it's because his booty was too big. Because my booty turtles have always sold out, always, but I'm pretty sure I've actually brought this guy to the last like 2 markets with me and he hasn't sold. But okay, see, if one, his shell like barely fits. I should have made more chains. I think I was just so over it because I'm not kidding y'all, I had to make so many mods to this shell to try to get it to fit over his booty. I was over it. You know, first world crochet problems, having to get the shell to fit over your booty turtle's big booty, you know what I mean? Only crocheters will understand. But okay, literally, you know what though, actually on camera it looks pretty good, I feel like, his booty, but no, to the side, look at, like, that's kind of flat because it wouldn't really, because to do the booty, what you do is like, you know, you take a piece of yarn and pull it tight to get that booty effect, and clearly I overstuffed it because he was giving, you know, botched BBL and it's hard to get his shell over him. I kept having to tell everyone like that you have to turn it inside out, you know, like turn it inside out to get the shell to go over the booty, but then even then it's a hassle. And so basically, should I remake the shell? Actually, y'all, comment a turtle emoji and a peach emoji in the comments if you think I should remake his shell and make just a bigger one to fit his booty, because this is kind of ridiculous. Anyways, on to the next item. Okay, I really love this guy too, but I'm scared he's not gonna show up good on camera because, again, my crafting light is not giving, but let's just see. Dun, 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 dun. Lil Ghostie. Oh my gosh, I just love this guy so much. Again, with like the embroidery details, even just adding like slight bits of embroidery, like the little eyebrows, the little blush, Or I guess you could put real blush. I've never actually blushed my plushies. If you have before, let me know in the comments what to do, because like I'm way too scared. Like if I would have ruined this, I would have been sad. But this one works up so fast. This is by Annie Caraway art, by the way. Annie Caraway, if you're watching this, you're such a queen and I'm obsessed. Love you, girl. She's also popularly known for her Loaf kitten pattern, which I also have one of those, which I'll be showing y'all. My Loaf cats that I make by her always sell out at markets, by the way, always. I know all the girlies say that, but it's still happening. People still want them. Anyways, we're not talking about Loaf cats right now. We're talking about Ghostie. And for him, I used 16mm eyes, these rainbow ones. They were the only ones, 16mm eyes I had on hand at the time, because my best events to do are pride events, and I make a bunch of rainbow characters and I put the rainbow eyes on them. So there's that. I guess I could have painted my own eyes, but again, I live in a very small studio with not a lot of space. We try to keep it simple around these parts. For this guy, I also used Bernat baby blanket in white, I'm pretty sure. So yes, Lil Ghostie, love him, love this pattern, and I'll have it, of course, linked down below. And even for a slow crocheter like me, I finished this guy definitely in like half of a TV show length, so like under 30 minutes, so highly recommend. The next plushie, and this is gonna be the last spooky season theme plushie that I have, it is Double-Headed Bunny. And again, I will have this pattern linked down below for y'all. This one definitely took me a bit longer than the other two patterns because, I mean, one, I was making it for the first time and there's definitely a lot of sewing. Every single piece, I believe, had to be sewn on. So what I did with this one is I made all the pieces one day and then the next day I sewed it all together. That's just how I prefer to do things. I like doing it kind of like in an assembly line. Like, I don't know, just I like being in the headspace of doing one thing. Like, I'm in the headspace to crochet today. I'm in the headspace to sew. I'm in the headspace to tag my items. So hopefully that makes sense, but it was not hard at all to put together, and I think it's super cute and like so fun. I love doing this, like flopping the heads, because like that's so funny and cute. But I'm like, I don't know if I should keep doing that. I will say I am a very much a perfectionist in everything that I do, especially when it comes to sewing. So I literally, like, I went around these heads like 10 times, like, is making sure that they were really sewn on. But I just think it's so cute. I love the stitching on it. My fiance already requested one of these, a pink and black, so I'll be making one of those for her soon. And I just think it's so cute. The reason why I used these colors, which, by the way, this is Premier Parfait Chunky, and it is Seaside and Lilac, and then I think this is Bright Pink. Could be wrong, but I only used these because these were like the only ones I had on hand. Again, your girl is a little bit broke, so I try not to buy yarn too much. I try to use up what I have on hand, and I feel like these colors came together so well for being just ones that I had on hand. So yes, I would definitely recommend this pattern if you don't mind having to do a lot of sewing and embroidery, because I mean, it definitely, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, like, it is kind of a lot of sewing and embroidery, but you know, if you're a girly pop like me who enjoys that because it makes your mind, you have to focus on something that's not your inner thoughts, I recommend it if you're a girly who enjoys sewing and embroidery. And the next item I've made recently, which you may have seen this on my shorts or my TikTok already, but if you haven't yet, it is Little Video Game Boy, which if you do recognize him from somewhere, that would not be surprising, because yes, he is definitely, I literally used this BMO as a reference to make this little BMO, but if you see him on my website, his name is Video Game Boy, okay? This little guy worked up so quickly. I actually made him while my car was getting maintained at the car dealership. I made his shell during that time, and then I did all the embroidery when I got home. I will link the pattern below. It was a free pattern from Instagram, and I think that I kind of modded it. Like, I added a few extra rows and stuff. Just, I don't know. I'm a perfectionist, and I get very particular with things, and I like things a certain way, and he looked kind of off for me, I think, the way I originally made it. But the pattern looks great, and I mean, it works up great. It's nothing wrong with the pattern at all. It's just a personal preference. So I highly recommend this. I used Parfait Chunky, and I think I used different yarns for all of the buttons because I did do all different colors, which the pattern did not do. But again, I used my actual Bimo plushie as a reference for him. But yeah, I really love this pattern. I think he's so cute. That's why he might not even be going up on my website. I think I might even turn him into like a backpack buddy. And I don't know, he's so cute though. Highly recommend this. Again, pattern will be linked down below. Works up so fast as well. And the next items I've made, because I do have 2 of these and I've already referenced them, is Loaf kitties. And yes, this is the famous pattern by Annie Caraway Arts, and I made 2. I made this classic orange and yellow. I actually reference my cat color patterns from the cats on the game Pet Heroes Adventure on Fortnite. So I make these ones, the orange and yellow. I make the gray because there's gray on the game, and black. I haven't made a calico yet just because I haven't had the yarn, but once I do, I will make calico. I've also made the rainbow ones, which because there's a rainbow one in the game. So I'm definitely very much a movie character, TV show, video game type girl, and I love like making crochet items inspired by my favorite forms of media because that's what keeps me going and keeps me from getting burnt out. So in the same sort of realm as this guy being based on a video game character, we have this girly pop who is based on a very famous crochet cat, which I don't even know if I should say her name because her copyright is crazy, but I based her very, very loosely on Hello Kitty, as you can see, based on the yellow nose, but I did do the nose in the classic X shape, so it's still very much my style, or I guess very much Annie Caraway style, because that's the way Annie Caraway does it in her pattern. And then this bow is very much me. Instead of giving it like a red Hello Kitty bow, I gave it a hot pink sparkly bow using the Juicy Couture sparkle yarn, which, by the way, any news on that? Are we getting her back or not? Because I only use her to make accessories now because I don't want to use that yarn for anything else, so I just use it for cute accessories. I also bedazzled it with some gems on the bow because if y'all didn't know, that's what I actually was starting to do originally. Was I was bedazzling to make like ducks and stuff to sell, but then I started making plushies instead, and sometimes I combine them both and I bedazzle my plushies. So yes, 2 love kitties. Maybe I should make this guy a little witchy hat though. Wouldn't that be cute to have a little like black witch hat on an orange cat? I don't know, I think it would be cute maybe. Oh, like a pumpkin cat too? Now I'm getting ideas, y'all. I also, again, just really, really love this pattern because it works up so quickly. And again, you can mod pretty much any type of cat. Again, like I'm getting ideas out here for pumpkin cats. I make cats based on Fortnite, cats based on Sanrio characters, cats based on any other. I've literally, I have a whole list, y'all, I'm not even kidding, written down in my crochet notebook of like every time I think of another type of cat, I write it down because I want to make all these different types of cats, and her pattern is the perfect one to do that with. This is the mini kitten pattern, but she also has the full-size cat pattern, and in this mini kitten pattern, which these are about the size of your palm, I sell these for $10 each and they almost always sell out. She also included a pattern for a kitten, like a little bit bigger size than this in the same pattern, so I think it's a great deal. I'll again have it linked down below. I actually made this next plushie while my fiance and I were watching the new Jurassic World movie, because when the last Jurassic World movie came out, I think it was in 2022, this was the first time I ever made my first big crochet amigurumi. And I made these two jumbo dinos for us. And again, these are not a recent make. I made these back in 2022 when that Jurassic World movie came out. And as a reminder, back then I was not crocheting amigurumi, I was making wearables. So after I made these babies, there's no way that I would have thought that I would be making plushies full time now, because I mean, this is a huge project to do when you're starting out with amigurumi, and I feel like I've gotten so much better since then too. Like, I don't know, they're just so cute to look at and reminisce on. But let's get back to this week's makes. Well, I guess these technically aren't this week's makes, but they are recent makes. So this is the one that I made while making the newest movie. Just a little tiny dino. Isn't he just adorable? I love dinos, I love dinosaurs, and I love crocheting them. This pattern was by Kian Maker. I have made a few patterns by them before. Specifically, their unicorn pattern always sells out for me. I don't have any unicorns currently made, but their unicorn pattern, highly recommend. This guy's also another very quick make. I'll have the pattern linked down below. And I used Parfait Chunky, and I actually had my fiance pick out the colors for this guy without telling her what the final product was gonna be, and she picked Seaside and Gray, and I think they came together so cutely. Last but not least is one of my favorite items, and I tried to have this item ready in time for my last market because I do think he would have sold, because every time I've made one of these for specifically a Pride market, they have flown off the shelf literally in 10 minutes or less. So we have a Trans Pride Axolotl buddy. And this pattern is by Zaddy Crafts, and I just love it so much. I think it's pretty easy. I feel the same way about this one that I feel about this guy here. So I like making all the pieces for this guy in one day and then putting them all together, sewn together the next day. And again, I do love sewing, so I love this guy. So if you're not really into sewing, this guy might be a little bit more of a struggle for you. But even then, I mean, it's only a few pieces on this guy, not even as many as the bunny. I mean, you do have to sew on each of these individually, but it all just falls into place. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think this guy's a pretty quick workup. This guy unfortunately doesn't stand because I was lazy and did not stuff the tail. But if you stuff the tail, he will stand on his own. So yes, he's adorable. I highly recommend this pattern. I will have it linked down below. So that's all the plushies. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if this was a little bit short. I was honestly really just trying to beat that phone storage. It just keeps giving me notifications and it's so frustrating. I keep having to like transfer videos and stuff onto my little flash drive that I have. But I don't know what else to do about it. If you guys have any tips, I'd really appreciate it if you let me know in the comments. I also want to say that there will be more Halloween plushies to come in the next few weeks, so get excited for that. I just purchased 6 patterns on Etsy this morning that I'm planning to make. But again, it is only August 24th right now, so I have a long time that I can be making these patterns. I will have to for sure put in a yarn order, and I'm excited. If you guys also see any items today here that you like, or in other videos or wherever, I'm gonna have them all posted on my website, so definitely check them out there, or you can always send me a message. I try to check my DMs, but I don't know what's wrong with them or where they get sent to. My DMs, I never get notified about them, and I feel so bad. Like, I won't see people's messages for like months. Like, what's up with that? But definitely, if you do want to message me, I'm pretty sure if you contact me through my website, like, we tested it out and that goes straight to my email and that immediately notifies me. So I would say that's probably the best way to contact me. Other than that, please let me know which of these plushies was your guys' favorites down below in the comments. Make sure to check out the description box. I'll have all of these patterns linked there. If you're too shy to leave an actual word comment, then feel free to just leave me a little sparkle emoji to show me that you've made it to the end of my video. I, again, appreciate all of you guys who stayed until the end so much. If you did like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more from me. My other videos will probably be somewhat similar to this. Hopefully I'll have my technical issues under control by then, though. And I enjoyed this so much today. I hope y'all did too, and I hope you have a magical rest of your day. I'll see you all next time. Bye!